Training video. Carl Torsbench, former Deputy Warden and Training Officer, Arizona and New Mexico Department of Corrections. Thinking of becoming a correctional officer? Well, let's look at what needs to be done before you take that big step. Most people think it's a minor issue to take a big step in the corrections field. In an economy that has offered little as far as employment opportunities, working inside a prison may be an alternative move when there's little to choose from in the job market. Whether you're a high school graduate, a military veteran, or a college graduate looking for work, there are steps to take to make it a positive experience. It is a fairly misunderstood arena, with many misunderstood patterns. In this video, I briefly describe each stage of evaluating or assessing the potential of becoming a correctional officer in the public sector or private contractor field. Either way, it's important that you have job knowledge. When you're done evaluating your position and your viewpoints of this job, then you might ask the right question to the right people to see how effectively you understand the correctional field, whether you are going to work in a detention center or a large penitentiary. The main focus is ask questions. First, you must realize the conditions of employment that exist for this job, whether it's through a job or career advertising market, job fairs, making random discovery, or by speaking with friends and family that are in the profession today. Go slowly and visit websites and read about corrections via the internet, or go to the library to research more on this profession. Once you realize you might be interested in becoming a correctional officer and explore the opportunities that currently exist in your community, you create a mental expectation of what the job is and what it offers your life. One must not dwell on Hollywood movies or lockup scenarios. Create a realistic expectation. Again, refer back to your research and match up your data to meet your expectations. Next, assuming the expectation is favorable, you may attempt to discover more information about the job and those career opportunities. Talk to those employed in the field and ask the tough questions related to the job. Use this discovery process to your best benefit. Don't shy away from negativity and don't sugarcoat the questions. That will only result in a rude awakening of the reality check that will occur when you actually decide to take the job. The main focus of the discovery process is to get you to the reality check. Once you discover information about the job, you evaluate whether it's worth pursuing and begin to gather more data related to jobs posted or interested via your discovery process. Give yourself the benefit of doubt and research until you are confident this is the job for you. Take your time. If you are interested in the job, whether it's a public or with a private correctional contracting service, there may be a period of rationalization where you try to convince yourself or someone else that the job's worth pursuing and take positive steps to gain insight on this challenge and new endeavor. A process we call rationalization. After deciding to pursue the job, you form a mental relationship with the job or service and begin to think of it as you picture yourself doing the job and the environment it describes. Make sure you play both positive and negative scenarios and stay away from the movie type of influences to seek this relationship with both reality and practical purposes. Realize it will be shift work weekends, holidays, and much time away from family and friends. Realize it has potential danger and volatile work environment that cause harm or injury to you or others. Keep in mind it's the most stressful job to attain and keep. These are reality checks. Eventually you will contact a recruiter or personnel human resource officer and tell them you're interested in applying for the job, whether public or private. This is called the acquisition stage. After acquiring the job, you must immediately evaluate whether you are satisfied and whether it's worth pursuing, as you've made a heavy investment of your life and career goals that are rarely turnaround opportunities and reversible. The completion of your probationary period should be a good evaluation tool, whether this is the job you expected, want, and keep. Using the 8 steps above to make the good decisions, you must keep in mind wide open and share your thoughts with coworkers, family, friends, and other supportive groups. This will keep you objective and maintain a realistic viewpoint that is easier to understand when challenged with different situations and potential danger. Ask yourself, does the job fulfill my expectation? Does it offer me a career? Does it fulfill the promises made? And does it appeal to me and my lifestyle, my work habits, and my moral values? Remember, corrections is not a job for everybody. The following is the American Correctional Association Code of Ethics. I encourage you to read it. It has professionalism. It has a standard of expectation that is important to the job. And rather than reading it off verbatim, you take the time to look at what is expected from you as a correctional officer, whether you are in the public service sector or whether you work for a private prison contractor. The expectations are the same. I think that as a correctional officer, you should take in consideration the heavy public responsibility that's been put on your shoulders and take it with the seriousness that it requires. Remember, the Code of Ethics is a code of conduct as well. It's also important to indicate to you that at this time, once you put on the badge, that the responsibilities, the duties, and tasks associated with taking this job requires you to be a role model and a mentor to others, and keeping in mind that as a correctional officer, you will be exposed to a culture, tradition, practices that is different from any other job that you may have considered in the past or even in the future. Remember that the stress is heavy. Remember that the danger is real. And also remember that the job you took was voluntarily. And if you don't like it, then it may be time to make another assessment to see if you need to find another type of work. Again, corrections is not for everybody. But you shall respect, you shall promote, and contribute to the workplace that is safe and free of harassment in any form. And remember that the American Correctional Association expects its members to be honest, respectful, and provide dignity for individuals and human beings incarcerated, and to be professional and compassionate at all times within the standards of your department, agencies, policies. Be safe, and thank you for watching this video.